In the town of Ashmere, every house had a doorbell except one. The house sat at the end of Alder Street, narrow and grey, its paint forever smelling of rain. Children dared each other to knock, but no one ever did. The door had no bell, no knocker, no handle, only a smooth circle of darker wood at its centre, as if something once pressed there repeatedly and then vanished. Mila noticed the house the day her mother stopped speaking. Words still existed in the world, of course. Shopkeepers shouted prices, birds argued on wires. The wind whispered through broken fences. But her mother's voice was gone, leaving behind a silence that followed Mila like a shadow. Doctors offered careful explanations. Friends brought soup. None of it reached the quiet place that had formed between them. One evening, walking home later than usual, Mila saw a faint glow inside the bell-less house. The circle on the door pulsed softly, like a slow breath. Without knowing why, she raised her hand and pressed her palm against it. The door opened. Inside was a narrow hallway lined with shelves. On them sat hundreds of small glass jars, each holding a sound, laughter folded into itself, the scrape of a chair, the sigh someone makes before speaking a hard truth. The air hummed gently, like a held note. At the end of the hall stood an old woman with ink-stained fingers. Lost something? She asked. Mila nodded. My mother's voice. The woman smiled sadly and lifted a jar from a shelf. Inside shimmered a familiar warmth, soft, steady, kind. You may take it, she said. But only if you understand this. Voices don't disappear. They wait. Mila carried the jar home carefully. That night, she set it on the kitchen table and opened the lid. Her mother did not suddenly speak. Instead, Mila heard the voice in memories she'd forgotten. Instructions whispered while braiding hair. Laughter shared over burnt toast. A quiet I'm here during storms. The sound did not fill the room. It filled Mila. The next morning, her mother placed a hand over Mila's and squeezed. No words followed, but something answered all the same. Weeks later, the bell-less house was gone. In its place stood an ordinary door, newly painted, with a simple brass bell. It rang when the wind passed, and sometimes when no one was there at all. People said it was just old buildings shifting. Mila knew better. Some sounds, once found, never need to be returned.